Welcome back. My name is Nick, and I have Kyle here with me. Pecos with a 0 on Instagram. He's a super talented artist. He's really into sci-fi. Go check him out. He's awesome.
I'm being held against my will. Someone help! No, sorry.
He is in a torture kit chamber and it's all black. He is in the break room. If you watch your Severance videos, you get that reference. He's in the break room right now. Just so you know, we also have every comment entered to win a shirt from thebestnerdyshirts.com. Kyle helps design a lot of our stuff. Today, I got the bear shirt on, one of our originals. Love this shirt so much. Thank you, Kyle, for designing it. So go to Instagram, let him know how much you love him. And today, we're going to not debate, but maybe debate a little bit about The Mandalorian Season 3. I think it's on its way down, and Kyle thinks it's on its way up, maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to jump into it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle. Get your word out. I didn't mean to put you in the corner.
Okay, no, okay. So
spoilers, just in case if you haven't watched Season 3.
Having seen the whole season now, right? I would say that I'm even firmer in my stance that this was a pretty good season, because we essentially what's going on is we kind of get a bit of world expansion, right? I felt that this was our introduction into the shortcomings of the New Republic in terms of the political game, and also you can very much understand the new government just coming into its own after a war, right? And they're stretched thin on resources, right? So basically, that's kind of that did a whole lot in explaining kind of why the mid rim and the outer rim have the outer rim's always been a lawless area, but the mid rim is that lawlessness is encroaching on the mid rim as well, and you kind of get this sense that it's like the Wild West again, right? And in this sense, this season, the whole Crusade to Mandalore arc, I think was interesting, because if we kind of map it to a Western, let's say this is the all this stuff was it was a Western set before the Civil War, and this crusade that happened was the Civil War, right? That was the huge pivotal historical moment that happened, the retaking of Mandalore, right? And now, as we saw in the last episode, Mando is kind of like, hey, do you guys need a contract, almost like a marshal / private contractor, kind of like a Pinkerton, right? In the Reconstruction era, right? I think that season 4 might be pretty cool in that sense, right?
If there is a season 4, I heard there's a lot of cutbacks happening right now with Disney Star Wars.
Yes.
I guess Pedro might not even come back because he didn't like the season a lot, and other stuff like that too. So very interesting, different things going on.
Well,
here.
Pedro is rotten. No,
no, be careful. He carries everyone on his back.
He does.
he saves every friend. But I think it has to do with the creative differences too.
Okay.
Because when actors get so involved, they start to really believe they know what's right for the character.
Right.
And actually, a good example of that was with the Wednesday show, the Wednesday Addams show on Netflix. The actress, I can't remember her name, but she was she made firm choices on what to do for certain things for the character. Like that famous dance routine that went trending on TikTok, that was all her. She did the whole routine and everything, because she's like, I believe Wednesday would have actually danced this way. And I guess she was even going into the writer's room having them change things, because she's like, Wednesday want to do that, and they changed it. But the show was super successful, so she was right in the changes she made. Are they always right? It's tough to say. Sometimes the director has a plan in mind, and the actor wants it's difficult, right? It's like
the dynamics,
50-50. It could be a 50-50 for the most part. But I felt the opposite about this season. I was just there was just so many things that just made me not like the season. To the point where the Mandalorians were on this planet where they allowed giant creatures to hang out in their water source right outside their planet, and a kid to get taken, practically eaten, for a good day or two maybe, and the kid's still alive. I don't know. I just don't understand how that works. There's a lot of things where I was just like, and I don't know if it was just came across really cheesy, but Grogu, Baby Yoda, I don't know if I liked the way the puppet moved. It felt very string action, and I get it, because they're always trying to get back to the original Star Wars, right? Where it's puppeteering and stuff. But I don't think Star Wars would ever just pull Baby Yoda puppet on a string. I don't know. It just, some of it just felt very cheesy. And then I had it. I was laughing so hard in like the last scene when Mando's walking into the bar and Baby Yoda's like pattering feet. It reminded me of like Team America, the South Park movie, the way the puppets move, like they're moving but they're not touching the ground kind of thing. I was like, I can't believe they just did that. The budget must be really low. They can't afford a CG Baby Yoda anymore to walk around. But
at least I guess they can at least explain it away with he's using the Force, right? So he's force jumping everywhere, right?
Yeah, and I thought it was very interesting how much Mando got saved this season compared to other seasons too. Maybe that was part of the thing where like Pedro was kind of maybe because like his character was pretty different than what we'd known him for. Because in the past he was the guy coming in to save, but it could all work for character arcs. But like he went to the water, he had to get saved. Bo-Katan did a lot of saving compared to Mando.
Right.
I don't know. And then like the ending fight scene, I wasn't a big fan of the reveal of the Darth Vader Stormtrooper Boba Fett suit.
I will say that the little crown on his helmet, I'm like that's a little much.
It's so crazy. I couldn't believe it. And then like they build up to all these clones and then they destroy the clones. I don't know. And then I also thought it was interesting too that they destroyed the Darksaber.
Yeah.
I thought that would be made out of, what's the metal called that they use?
You mean the thing that powers it?
No, but what's the metal called? Their special armor.
Oh, the Beskar.
Yes.
Beskar
I thought the Darksaber was made from that. So when he was just like crank, I'm like, what is it made out of? Plastic? Like you know what I mean?
Well,
like, he was wearing the
because,
armor, I guess. Yeah, okay. I could say that, but it's like, I don't know, like destroying the saber. Didn't he want the saber? I don't know. It's so all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very interesting too, just the pacing of the show. I wasn't a big fan of the pacing, but then again, like I think all this started with the Boba Fett show with the pacing, where it got really bad, where it's like they're focusing on a story, and then there's like a long side quest, and they come back. Like I wasn't a big fan of like the side quest of the Jack Black episode. I just didn't know what the purpose was. I love Jack Black, and I loved him on the scene and all that, but I'm like, what's the point of this? And having Christopher Lloyd, and they have like all these other guest appearances, and I'm like, I don't remember Star Wars being like this, like celebrity guest appearances in like movies and stuff like that. So it's like it's very interesting. They're trying to balance, like they're trying to bring back the old practical effects with the puppets and the big bodysuits and the aliens and stuff like that, but then they're like doing this new route of like celebrity guest appearances, and it's tough because like Jack Black's full on Jack Black with a beard, like that's like Jablinski, Tenacious D style, which is, I love Jack Black. Anything he's in, I love his character. I feel like he breathes so much life into everything he does. I'm a big fan, but I didn't know if it worked for Star Wars. But those are just, I had a lot of other complaints too, but I just think they're it's not the Mandalorian show that it started out to be, which is fine because I know it has to evolve and it has to do something different, but maybe do another show about the Mandalorians reclaiming the thing and just end the Mandalorian show and do something new. But obviously this is their cash cow. This is the only Star Wars thing that's working for them currently right now too. So we'll see. There's one of the reasons I wanted to continue.
So the main reason is they mention Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, the tease. That's right.
They tease Admiral Thrawn.
They've been teasing him for a while now too, right?
Yes, but I legitimately hope that this is a hint at the Thrawn arc, right? Okay. Because that is, I mean, the setup, the New Republic is very young, right? Mm-hmm. They're still getting on their feet. And that's actually in line with the Thrawn storyline. If you go back to before Disney bought Star Wars, and you have the Star Wars EU, the extended universe, right? Yep. And you have the Admiral Thrawn arc. That's a really cool arc. Admittedly, I haven't read the books. I've just had a bunch of people talk to me about it, and I love the concept, right?
He's supposed to
and
be a pretty badass.
Yes, I want to see that happen. He is a worthy villain.
Was he Luke's villain?
He was Luke's villain, and then I think his children as well.
Okay.
And then Han and Leia's children.
Oh, interesting.
They had yeah.
Oh, interesting.
All you super fans out there, correct me if I'm wrong. Shout out in the comments. All right, yeah, but so you mentioning about the Jack Black, Christopher
and also,
Lloyd.
I think Baby Yoda also hurt the series too. But go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I guess the cameos were cool at first blush, right? And they quickly kind of receded into the background. I guess maybe my suspension of disbelief was pretty high, but they seem to go into their characters pretty well. And I liked the history and lore behind Christopher Lloyd's motivations. He was a separatist, right? Which is why he's working with droids, right? Separatists always worked with droid armies and stuff like that, and why they're kind of having them go haywire. And I liked that. That was really cool. And that whole episode was kind of like, it was a detective episode, right? Which is, to me, in line with Mandalorian, right? It also helps with character building with
Bo-Katan?
With Bo-Katan, yeah.
Are you a fan of Bo-Katan?
I'm 50-50.
Okay.
Basically.
Did you get the sense that they were trying to pass this series on to her?
No.
Okay.
But the reason why I think one of the reasons, when Mando got captured, right? Obviously, yes, I do have, for the Mando characters, like, how would he get the ball dropped on him like that, right? Like, how would someone get the jump on him like that? Yeah. But it is a story mechanism later on that that Bo-Katan is able to get the Darksaber back, because technically he was under the thrall of someone who bested him. She bested his enemy. Thus, she is the Darksaber, right? Yeah. So it's kind of brings like back her legitimacy.
The Harry Potter lore with the Elder Wand.
Yeah.
Wait, Draco's the master because he disarmed Harry or something like that, and then it's like, or whatever it was, or I forgot because he disarmed Dumbledore, so technically he was the master, and then Harry disarmed Draco, and then he became the master of the Elder Wand. It's like, okay, you just got to make the plot work.
another episode I liked, which it was just fun to me, was where the pirates came back.
to the city.
Yeah, I love that. So I love that because we get a little bit more lore on Greef Karga. I think it's actually really cool, his trajectory through these 3 seasons, right? Starting out as kind of, he openly betrays Mando in the first season, right? He's kind of a scoundrel, right? And now he's trying to evolve. He's trying to change, right? And this is where his past kind of comes back to bite him, right? Is dealing with these pirates and stuff that come to, claim what he's built, right? And I thought that fight was really cool. I love spaceship combat, and that was pretty sick. I kind of liked the kind of like, you had a sense of what the pirate captain had in terms of his arsenal, right? He had the the Scug ships or whatever they're called, and then he had his cadre of like weapon systems, and just the size of it, like it's a cruiser class, right? So it's like, okay, based off, you've got the Naboo fighter, right? That Mando has, and then
member berries.
Bo-Katan has that military transport, that heavy military transport. So it's like, I like it because the odds were stacked against them, right? And I don't think we've seen the end of that pirate dude, the alien pirate dude, not the seaweed dude. Okay. But the one that was like, this used to be a bar. Yeah, he's like, this used to be a bar. Yeah. And he's like, well, now it's a school, right? Like that. That guy. We might see him again. But yeah.
We might see the guy who terrorizes the schools.
Yep.
So, did you feel like Baby Yoda belonged in this story?
Baby Yoda, I will say that, because we're going to thread the needle here, he belongs less and less in the story. I mean,
was it safe to give him a giant quarter-size armor just to put in his vest?
No, I believe that they temporarily solved the Baby Yoda problem by putting him in
a robot,
the old IG-11 unit, right? Because he has.
No.
Yes.
No.
I thought that was pretty funny. So the thing is, well, it was yes, when he's walking. But like the thing is like it solves the mobility problem. Right. It also gives us a little bit more of a less of a language barrier, even though it's a binary system. It's yes or no, right? So I liked that, and I had mixed feelings that they brought back IG-11 as the sheriff, right, or as the marshal, right?
It's just like member berries. They're like, what else did people like from the first one?
Right. So the thing is like I'm like, well, I kind of liked that he was sacrificed. Baby Yoda got to actually pilot IG-11, and yes, also that his sacrifice meant something, right? Mm-hmm. It's like it had stakes, and he paid the price, right? Yeah. Sometimes things have more weight when the hero stays dead. Yeah. I just think it's so weird that they're trying to force Baby Yoda to become a Mandalorian. Yeah. I don't know. It's so obvious that he's supposed to be a Jedi in training, right? And it's so interesting that they're really forcing this, like, I don't know. I get it, because the reason why the series was great was because of Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian, right? Everyone loved that idea of the father figure saving the child kind of thing. And that's what the first season was about. And they did such a good job and stuff. And it was like, they had a great idea, I thought, like throw him over to Luke. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and just leave it there. And then the Mando, it's one of those things, like it's part of his life of being a cowboy. He doesn't get to have those luxuries of families and stuff. Like it's one of those things. Time to hit the dusty trail. Yeah. He has to go back on the righteous path of, you know what I mean? Of the code or whatever it is for him. And then it's cool because then you can explore other ideas other than him being a dad. It's like, we got to see the father figure thing. What about this dilemma? Or this dilemma, and like let the character evolve that way. So here's, and this is a theory, right? But I think it's interesting because I think a Mandalorian Jedi hybrid is an interesting concept. Now, should it be focused through Baby Yoda? Probably not, because he takes so long to age. But yes, that's the thing, right? But we do have an analog. If you remember, it was a very quick shot, but Bo-Katan used the Force to bring back the Darksaber to her in that fight with that robot. Oh. So she's so I wouldn't say she's a Jedi, right? But she's at least Force sensitive, right? So she's a Mandalorian that has Force powers. So I think that's kind of a little bit of a hint to a setup, maybe. Yeah, I guess anyone could have Force powers, right? Because like even the Jedi Order was tons of different creatures and aliens and people and stuff like that. And like, I mean, this is the lore before midichlorians, right? But before that, it was like you kind of had like not everyone was Force sensitive. Sometimes you would get an inkling of something, and those who were wise enough could pursue it, or if they had access to it, or if there were Jedi close by, they could train them in that way, right? And it was something you worked on over time and became more, you cultivated that the Force within you, right? And it feels like that's kind of what they're doing, because I haven't heard any mention of midichlorians. Yeah, thank goodness. So far. But I think part of the idea too. So they announced that Rey's coming back. They're going to be doing more movies with Rey. Like basically, she's taken over what Luke should have done. I think they're taking a lot of Luke's storylines from the books and stuff of him building the Jedi, and they're giving it to Rey. And I think the idea is, 50 years from now, when Rey's going to be doing this, Baby Yoda's going to be 100. So they're going to try incorporating Baby Yoda with Rey. Wait, like, what? Okay, whoa, what is this confirmed? It's all theory right now. Okay. But the whole thing with Rey, that's happening? Yeah, that's happening. She came on she came on stage for Star Wars week or day or whatever, and they announced that they're going to be doing movies with her, which is interesting because I wouldn't go that route. Nick, but I don't want a Palpatine. I get they did what they did to try to clean up that mess with Palpatine and all that, but they made it worse. And it's just like, just leave it underground. You don't need to bring that thing back up. You don't need to resurface it. Like what people liked was the appearance of Luke. It was, the Boba Fett, or not Boba Fett, was the Mandalorian. I mean, like people like the more truer to the original timeline, I think.
stories and branching off from there and stuff. And I think taking good material that's Luke's and giving it to Rey or giving it to other people, like that was already good material that could have been used for Luke. It's like, it was written for Luke. Just give it to Luke. Everyone loves Luke. You know what I mean? We don't like the Luke we saw with the blue milk drinking, throwing the lightsaber over his back. No one likes that Luke because that's not our Luke. And it's just like, they have a chance to rewrite history. And I just don't know if they're going to approach it right, but it sucks because those movies are out there and it's like, what are you going to do? So on that note, what would you rate the season?
I would rate it an 8.
An 8. So out of the 3 seasons of Mandalorian, where would you rate this season?
A 6.
No, but I meant like, is it 1, 2, or 3? Like out of the 3, like, and you like if you had to pick.
Wait, we're changing rating scales now.
Right now, okay, I am on you. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, out of the seasons, then it'd be my 2nd.
Okay, so you liked it more than season 2.
Actually, no, sorry, it'd be my 3rd.
Okay, so it's just an order. So it's basically season 1's your favorite, season 2's your second favorite, season 3's your third. The 4th one would probably be the 4th. The 5th one would be the 5th. It'll just keep going down that route because they're going on a downward spiral.
It'll just be entropy. Just keep on going.
So I was right with my statement. It is on a downward trend.
Damn it!
No. On that note, let us know down below. What do you think's happening with Star Wars? Are you happy with Star Wars? Are you sad with Star Wars? Are you whatever with Star Wars? Do you even watch Star Wars? Did you even finish The Mandalorian? Comment down below. We're very interested to know. By the way, every comment's entered to win a shirt from thebestnerdyshirts.com. Go check it out. Kyle's helped out with tons of artwork. And check out his Instagram, Pecos with a 0. He's a super talented artist. He's really into sci-fi. And something that we like more than Star Wars, modern Star Wars, something we like more than modern Star Wars is Dune. And we love breaking down Dune and going through series. Me, personally, I still enjoy the original trilogy more than Dune. But compared to the new stuff, I've been really digging the Dune stuff compared to the new Star Wars stuff. Just gonna flat out state that right now. So if you like Dune and space stuff, go check out our Dune content. It's super cool. We do breakdowns on all the different book stuff, to guilds, to Benny Gesserits, and why Star Wars ripped it off. And we'll see you on the next Asar.